Hello, and welcome to Helo's World. Today, I'm going to go over how important I believe it is to have relationships with different types of people to get your reselling business going properly. I'm going to go over a few things that was sold over the weekend. Wasn't that great of a sold weekend. Generally, I find that January and February are slower for me. So far, actually, this January has been better than what I expected, to be honest with you. This weekend wasn't that great. I don't know if it was the predicted bad weather. There was some big NFL football games on. I don't know exactly what. But anyway, I'm going to get into what I believe is the most important relationship that you can have. And that, first of all, is with your post office. You have got to have a great working relationship with your post office. You got to realize that the post office probably deals with 30 to 40 people like yourself on a daily basis. They're dealing with resellers and stuff like that. Some of them are really particular. I'm talking about the resellers. They want things a certain way. They want to do it a certain way. And look, post office people are just trying to do their job. They're just trying to get the packages out. Cut them a little slack the best you can. I understand. Mine is excellent. I can't say enough about my post office. My local one is just as good as it can be. They have a big spot where you can have the drop off. But I talk to my post office people from time to time. I know their favorite football teams. Just so I can shoot the wad there with them. We have, a little bit of conversation. I'm not there to live there or anything, and I'm not there to go to their son's graduation or anything. But I believe it's important to build relationships with post office. Now, as far as I know, the two people that deliver to my home. There's a lady that mainly delivers, and me and her can talk. And there's times when I say I've got 4 or 5 things. I see her close to me. I just wait till she comes down the hill. I give her my stuff, and she goes on her way. She scans it right there and goes on her merry way. The guy, he's equally as nice, and it just all works out. And my closest mail location's less than 2 miles away from me. So it's really convenient. I drive it. If you do the pickup thing, make sure you have a excellent delivery person as far as somebody that picks up stuff like that. I would definitely. And hey, if they're doing that all year for you, leave a nice Christmas present. Heck, find out when their birthday is, maybe, and leave them something for their birthday or something. If they're going to come, I know they're getting paid. They're supposed to do that. Yes, they are. But if you really want that good taken care of, you can leave them a little something. Come on. So anyway, that's enough on that relationship. I'm going to go over a couple solds. Now, you'll think this is a repeat from last weekend, but I sold my other Polaroid camera. And you know what? This just teaches you one thing. When you price stuff right, it will still sell. I got about $13 and something for the other one. I got $13 and something for this one. This one only took about a week. What was on the other one, I had reduced it. I had sent out offers. It sold that way. So I thought, well, I'm going to go back with that for the pricing. It sold $13 plus shipping on the camera. Sold this lot of Cedar, My Chemical Romance, and Hinder CDs. Bought a bunch of CDs off of a girl a while back. I was able even to sell some of them individually for as much as $15 a piece. So I'm just trying to get rid of these now. We got about $12 plus shipping on those. My second most important, I think, relationship you need to work with is other pickers. Now, that's different what I'm going to say from another group I'll get to here in a minute, but you've got to work out a relationship with other pickers. Now, what I mean by other pickers is people who go to, like, auctions and flea markets and stuff like that. They're not selling on eBay. They're not selling on platforms. They want to avoid taxes and all the mess, rigmarole from that. But they like to sell. They like to resell. They like to go around and find stuff cheap. They like to resell it. you need to develop a good relationship with those people. Kind of if you see somebody at a yard sale or a sale, kind of, just start up a little chit chat, see what they're up to. See if they sell on eBay. Well, they say, no, I don't pull with eBay. I don't pull with that stuff. And that may open up a door to say, well, I do sell on eBay. Ever got anything to get rid of? Let me know. Now, with your pickers, you're going to have to treat them different, a little bit different than, say, at a yard sale or something like that. You're going to go ahead and need to pay them a little bit more. Don't be afraid to show them what you're going to get out of the item. One of the guys that I deal with picker-wise, he watches the channel. He knows exactly what I sell stuff for. I tell him up front probably what I'm going to list it for, what I expect to sell it for. Just be honest with them, be open with them. If they don't like it, let them in the relationship. I mean, you got a business to make. Depending on the item, really, you looking to pay maybe 40 to 50% at tops. I always meet them with cash. It's the way I work with anybody that does picking or somebody that, I talk to and work up a relationship like that. I meet them and with cash. But develop those with pickers. Let's go over a couple more things that sold. Sold these Cincinnati Bearcats shorts, Under Armour. The neat thing about these, and I'm going to have to get off the Goodwill tag here. We'll actually do this. What I did, I shot it without, but there goes the Goodwill tag, thank goodness. But what this does, this got a unique tag with it. I don't know what it is, but it's a SMS card, but I don't know if this was some kind of promotional thing or whatever. I did take and put that in the photographs. I didn't put the Goodwill sticker in it. I did put that. Anyway, got about $24 plus shipping out of those. That was good. With the tag, it's why I went ahead and bought it, because shorts are about $5 a piece at my Goodwill. They don't. Shorts is one thing they've kind of left alone. They tried at first to mark those up, but that definitely didn't work for them. So they leave the shorts. There's kind of their standard price. Sold this. This used to be pretty good. It's Peerless, the polo. It used to be with this little crab thing, whatever. Used to sell pretty good, but it said on my thing, so I reduced it. I got about $15 plus shipping. $15 free shipping on it. It's a little polo. It's lightweight. I paid $1 for this in an estate sale, but we did get rid of it. I'm glad for that. And finally, the biggest relationship you need to work out with, as I feel like, is other pickers. You have got to get along with, and not just other pickers, I mean other resellers. You've got to get along with your competition. Whatever that platform is, whatever that area is, when you're out yard selling or something like that. And I'm going to go a little deeper in the yard selling thing here in just a minute. But when you're talking with other resellers, get along with them, be friendly with them. You ain't got to welcome over to your house or anything like that. You ain't got to sit there and drink coffee with them or anything like that. But do get along with them. Because sometimes, I like to sometimes, hey, why don't you just go ahead and take that? Or you show them something. Because what it is, a lot of times they'll show me stuff. So they'll be like, hey, those go for pretty good sometimes. We help each other out. We got to work together. It's a learning process. So get along with other resellers as best as you can. Some of them are a little rough around the edges. I'm not, the funny thing is there was two I wasn't particularly friends along. I wasn't particularly fond of. I never was rude to them, but I wasn't particularly fond of. We had one little fellow in a pickup that, man, that dude, he'd go 50 miles an hour. And I think that's not worth it. The stuff, items are not worth putting other people's lives at risk or tearing up people's vehicles or something like that. There's no use acting like that. Another guy that I didn't like, and I'll tell you what he did. I guess maybe this is, if you do these type things, maybe you can kind of think about it. He liked to hover. When you're at a sale, pick it up or whatever, but he just hover. And he already had a big pile of stuff for himself. And that's good. I'm glad he got him a big pile of stuff. But either pick it up and move on or whatever, because I'm there too. And I deserve a right to look at stuff too, So I didn't like Mr. Hover, but this year I didn't see Mr. Hover or Mr. Nissan Truck. I figure Mr. Nissan Truck's still out there somewhere. I don't think Mr. Hover is still out there. But and another relationship, this is the final relationship. Say you're out yard selling, and the people that you're actually buying from, you got to have a relationship with them as well, because those relationships can open up doors that, could really open up doors. You can go from all the way from, just generally ask and say, of course, the broken question is, you got any video games? That question, all the way to, hey, you got any vintage shirts, any vintage hats, any, just different things you can throw at them. And I measure the temperature of the room before I ask questions personally. I also kind of keep conversation to a minimum till say around 11 o'clock in the morning. Usually my yard sales in my area start at minimum of 7. A lot of them start at 8. By 11 to 12, they're starting to wind down. Then I get a little chatty. And I can be at a yard sale, say 11 or 12 o'clock. And I'll start, talk with them, have a little conversation. Because you got to realize, if you show up at a yard sale at 8 o'clock, most of the time there's a bunch of people there. They're not looking to have tons of interaction with everybody there. They're just not looking for it. They're looking for it to sell their stuff, get it out of there, and move on. They don't want to have a 30-minute interaction with you. So that's what, it's kind of a common courtesy type thing. But if it's 11 o'clock or so, the crowd's dwindling down, maybe you can have a little bit of conversation with them. Maybe they didn't get everything out like they was going to think they was going to get out initially. They'll say, gosh, we still got some stuff down there in the basement. You might say, is there any way I can look at that stuff or something like that? They might even let you go down there. You never know. I was at a yard sale this year, and the lady told me I had a bunch of Western stuff. If you've watched some of my videos before, I had a bunch of Western stuff. I got $1 a piece. The lady told me, hey, next weekend we're going to dig out even more of our basement stuff for $1 a piece stuff. I knew I was there. I got more stuff. It's just simply about having a conversation, but it was during a time she wasn't busy. It was on Friday, and it was around 9:30 in the morning, but there wasn't nobody else there but me and her, so I started chit-chat. You had to kind of find your way to build chit-chatting, and, you don't have to talk about the yard, so to say, man, you got a beautiful view here. You got a nice house here. Hey, that's a nice car, especially if you're dealing with a guy. Tell him he's got a nice car. I don't care if he's got a 1982 Chevette. Tell him he's got the nicest car on the lot. And see if you don't open up a door. My last sale here, I go over this. This is a Jeffrey Bean shirt here. It's 18 and a half. That's why the reason why it's sold. 18 and a half. It's a tall. It ends up being about a 2XLT. This isn't the greatest brand in the world, but I picked it up for my dollar day at my Goodwill. We got a little bit over $10 plus shipping on the Jeffrey Bean there. But the key, as I say, is building relationships. I know sometimes you got into eBay, you say, well, that way I ain't got to meet people, Chris. I ain't got to talk to people, Chris. I'm sorry. You're going to have to do a little bit of relationship building if you want to be successful in your reselling business. It's just part of it. I hope you have a great day. I hope this information's been good to you. If you like this type of content, please give me a like. Comment below. Please tell me what type of relationships you like to build up. Tell me about relationships you've built up and have profited you a lot of money. Subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you. It's a little bit late getting this video out. I was watching some football. Have a good week.